The port of Rome sits in a town so old, history is written in its name. Civitavecchia literally means ancient town, a major gateway that's long linked the Italian capital to Europe by sea. A year ago became ground zero in a crisis that could reach deep into Europe. It is here that Lydia D'Angelo and her husband Luigino made their home for decades and developed a taste for travel.
Noi amavamo tantissimo le crociere.
We went on many cruises, but we were always in a hurry. We longed to go on one more cruise to enjoy the ship, to dance the whole night without worrying about time.
Their time together suddenly ran out when Luigino D'Angelo decided to end his life by hanging himself right there over those stairs, days after learning that a bank bailout would be his ruin. Overnight, their savings were gone, vanished, he said in a suicide note, invested in risky bonds they thought were safe.
Di goderci la vecchiaia.
We wanted to enjoy our retirement. That money was meant to allow us to live peacefully.
The bank itself never closed and still survives. Others in Italy are just clinging to normality, at risk of not just falling apart, but doing so and dragging with them the fragile dreams of thousands of ordinary Italians. The whole of Italy is in a precarious state, and that, combined with a coming referendum on the country's constitution, could bring instability not just to this country, but also to the euro and the European Union. Italy's government debt is second only to Greece. An astounding 40% of youth are unemployed, and the IMF says the economy is struggling to grow. Enter Matteo Renzi. History will remember him for becoming Italy's fourth prime minister in 3 years, and possibly for triggering a Europe-wide crisis. That wasn't the intention when he promised a referendum on reforming the political system to make it easier to pass laws, and promised to quit if he loses. That's not likely to happen, but will make him a lame duck, says Paola Subacci, director of the International Economics Department at Chatham House.
It was done in a moment where he was very strong. And obviously for him, it was, and it is still the case, and then the referendum is a sort of mid-term test. If the referendum will not be approved, that will make it even more difficult to provide the kind of reforms that are needed to stabilize the economy.
Others believe the fallout could be more threatening to the EU than Brexit. Marcello Messori, director of the School of European Political Economy at Luis University, predicts the instability could be contagious.
The risk will be a contagion from Italy to the European Union, and due to the fragile rate of growth in the European Union, in particular in the euro area, the possibility to introduce an additional ingredient of instability in the euro area. And it seems to me that this is quite dangerous.
There's also concern the vote could be seen as an opportunity to protest Italy's chaotic politics. And waiting in the wings here as elsewhere are Eurosceptic parties like Italy's Five-Star Movement that could try to use a crisis to their advantage. As one of the top economies in the EU, along with Germany and France, the effect of serious turbulence in Italy could be incalculable. The birth and resting place of a man considered the founding father of European unity could put an end to what's left of it.
It seems to me that it's inconceivable to forecast the exit of a big country such as Italy without the collapse of the euro area.
And even if Renzi wins, the problems he faces are still formidable. Among Italy's dirty economic laundry is rampant corruption, high public debt, and of course, those ailing banks. Lydia D'Angelo is taking her case to the courts, and she doesn't know how she will survive in the meantime. Her account at that same bank is frozen. Her emotions only now brought under a modicum of control with medication.
Non lo potrà pagare mai nessuno.
No one will ever be able to pay back what I've lost.
Bello, buono.
He was handsome, a good man, but above all intelligent. He felt they had misled him, a sense of impotence. He asked everyone for help, but found only closed doors.
Countless others are also at risk of losing everything. And a founding nation of the EU risks losing its way. Nala Ayed, CBC News, Civitavecchia, Italy.